What's up, VR freaks? Urban Mask back with episode 123. This episode is very special because I'm going to commemorate it with a review, a complete novice's review of the Magic Leap. This is the first time I've put on an augmented reality device outside from like a cell phone camera. So I'm going to give you a product review from that perspective and also tell you my initial thoughts of it. Just keep in mind that the videos and the images that I display up here probably don't do it justice from what I'm seeing with the depth of field and the interactivity of the little guys and the trinkets. Anyway, the first thing we need to talk about here with the Magic Leap is the price. Once you pay the money for this device, you're going to need yourself a stiff drink, okay? That's because it's like super expensive. I don't know what they plan on doing. Actually, I do know what they plan on doing with this. This is like a developer unit, right? This isn't meant for consumer consumption. This is meant to give developers an idea of what's possible and seen as an investment to get your ideas into the marketplace before the consumer model takes place. But it doesn't help, right? That price point is really, really hard to swallow. I don't even know if the DK for the Oculus was that high. So in the similar vein, imagine the consumer grade one to just, kind of go down. In terms of polish, this is a lot more polished than the DK version of the Oculus. I shouldn't be comparing them at all because this is AR, that's VR, two different companies, two different missions and goals. But I can completely see that they want people to wear this casually, just even in the startup of using it. After you purchase it, you wait for about a week and change, and then you schedule your delivery with a team called Enjoy. And the Enjoy team, for the price that you pay for this thing, they deliver it under like lock and key. It was like attached to a briefcase, handcuffed to the guy's arm when he got out of the car. It was crazy. But they wanted to make sure that they hand delivered it and give you a more intimate experience with your Oculus device. Because his volume had reduced, so I got to speaking with the person that delivered it, and they basically told me they used to deliver 10 a day of these, and now they're down to about 1 a day. So they had a lot more time to give me like a handheld walkthrough about what's in the device, how to wear it, where the eye tracking sensors go, the developer forums, and all this other things inside the unit. I don't know what that says about the state of the Magic Leap and how much the sales have, kind of waned, or maybe they've reached a critical mass with all the developers that they wanted to. You don't need one to develop for it, but, it definitely helps. So the Enjoy team member basically came and told me, hey, for this delivery, you want to make sure to put the Oculus tilted up, right? The way I'm wearing it right now, it shouldn't be like this. It should be kind of like tilted up here, and that's so you can get some eye tracking in when they first start to calibrate it, when you open the hardware inside the box. And as far as the box opening goes and the polish and the presentation of it, it was amazing. I really felt like I was like in an exclusive club when I opened this up, right? They gave me like a patch to put on my jacket or my book bag or something like that. And the presentation was better, definitely better than the Oculus, which I ordered offline, and this one was hand delivered to me. So it's really not a comparison. But the standalone Vice feels like the hardware when you open the box, right? It looks like it should be delicate, and it's super polished and nice, but like it's heavier than the Oculus. It's heavier than the VR. It's VR brother. And I don't understand why, especially when, you put the hardware device on your head and it fits so comfortably. But inside the box, you notice 3 things, right? You notice the headset itself, you notice the corresponding battery pack, and you notice the remote that comes in it with like a sleek gloss finish. And basically the delivery guy told me everything that I need to know. Basically he was a walking user manual. Everything that was in there that I needed to know, he basically verbalized it to me. One additional thing I did buy that wasn't included in the box as an accessory was a $65 strap, which means that I don't have to put the battery in my front or my back pocket. I can strap it like a little man purse to the side of me, which it works well, especially if you want to walk around, which I envision they want the people to do with this. It's a lot less cumbersome that way and a lot less awkward. The battery pack didn't really fit too well in my pocket, so the little purse strap pouch worked best, especially when I went to the bathroom. Yes, I took the Magic Leap into the bathroom because that's the real test for a complete novice beginner, right? Like, can I take a poo with this thing? And honestly, it was super entertaining to bring into the bathroom that like my legs fell asleep on the john. But I'm gonna give you guys a little exclusive look at the unboxing in all its splendor and glory, and cut back after it's complete. Now, when you power on this little guy, right, you get a nice little calming as soon as you take it out of the box. The calibration sequence is kind of cool. When you put it on, you turn it on after you power it up. I suggest you charge everything in there. USB-C is the connector for all of the battery pack, the headset, and the remote. So charge up everything so you can get a full experience the first time you put it on. And once you put it on, there's kind of this cool calibration eye game on the inside where you test the depth of field, and you test the four corners in the field of view, which I gotta say is actually kind of small. Really disappointing for as big as these spectacles are. The audio, I don't know if you can see it, is nested inside the headset there, and it's really comfortable with these cushions. The hardware fits pretty comfortably on your face, and you don't feel like you need to take it off after prolonged use, and you don't get like the little eye sort of mask that you get when you put in VR. So like it feels pretty comfortable on your face, and again, I think that's because they want this to be a casually worn thing, like you wear glasses. So I think that the depth of field exercises and the calibrations are really cool, and I think everyone should take the time out to do the Magic Leap screen instructionals, because it tells you a lot about the device. It also tells you a lot about the remote and its usage. One thing that really confused me was the dual triggers on the remote. One is to engage and one is to exit out of apps. I didn't really know that, so I had a whole bunch of things going on at the same time, and even then the battery life seemed pretty cool. It seemed to last pretty long. Like I said, it sits nicely on your face, and it's got these cool cushions and expands in the back to fit every head size. But the first thing I really noticed was like the inline headphones, right? Like they seem to have figured it out. Oculus has got the poor quality headphones on the side. The Vive wants you to throw your own headphones in there. These are built in line, and they're like really, really good at spatial awareness. I don't know what quality these headphones are, but it seemed to like I feel like I could listen to music and enjoy the quality of it in here. After you take it off, you do the calibrations. Obviously, you remove the product film on the lens. You want to, make sure that it's sitting nicely and that everything is in the center. Like I said, it's not supposed to be sit here. It's supposed to kind of be all like tilted upwards when it's sitting on your face, which kind of limits the field of view in my perspective, and it also makes screen capturing a lot harder, because when you're inside app and you want to see like cool things going on in the environment around you, or like interact with an object, record it or picture it, your camera's pointed down, but you think you're looking straight ahead. So when you go to like screen capture it, you're gonna cut off the top part of probably a lot until you figure it out. Also, when they capture content in here, like video content, it's not 16 by 9, oddly enough. It's 4 by 3, so like the video and the images come out in like more of a box than a rectangle, which is weird because you can upload directly to YouTube and Twitter and share among your friends inside their social experiences. And both of those websites have like graduated to 16 by 9 like half a decade ago. So I don't know what they're planning to do with that there. They probably already know this. But I want to give you guys an idea of what I was experiencing when I was on the inside of this. So here's a video of my experience inside. Like I mentioned before, audio is pretty cool inside this. Not really expecting much, but got more than I expected, if you can turn that phrase. The video leaves something to be desired. Not, video playback. Video playback in the app is amazing. What I'm talking about is video recording and screen capturing from within. Only in 4x3, I uploaded the videos to my YouTube channel. You can check out direct recording, not the stuff seen through here. But I feel like with as big and as ugly as these like fly eyeballs are, they should have given me a larger field of view. So field of view inside the app, like notoriously small, right? Everything is in a box. If you're looking at things in front of you, you don't really notice it, but you definitely notice it when you start to turn your head and that field of view starts to clamp down and encroach, because you'll be able to see the real world behind it, but your video will start to disappear, which is still a pretty odd and jarring feeling to get used to. By far the best video experience, like Helio is one of the apps that they have, and I watched some videos in there, attached some to my wall, and went to YouTube, watched some live streams as well as some videos, and the playback was pretty smooth and the streaming was like great quality. So it wasn't really I wasn't at a loss for having this on and consuming content that I would view regularly, which was pretty cool. But it's really hard to get the framing right, especially if I want to do something and like keep an eye on something out of the corner of my eye. So video, video playback and content consumption in VR, in AR, in the Magic Leap is pretty cool. But the field of view, I feel like, is like really, really hindering this product. Outside from the way I look pretty stupid in it. But I can look past that because this device is pretty cool. As far as apps, inside there you'll notice a little oval menu that has everything you need. The gallery, the web XR, the worldwide environments, some more custom experiences to kind of get you through, get you experiencing what they have in store for this device, and above the top the battery life settings, and as well as the time, so you don't really get lost. And you can take those different apps and kind of have them going at the same time, like you're multitasking. You want to look at the gallery, don't miss the game, and also browse a website. You can do that as long as you attach things to certain surfaces. One of the things that happens when you get your device and you turn it on is that it spatially maps the area around you. It takes like a few goes. It's a pretty cool game where it's telling you to look at different places to track your eye movement. But if you're in a darker room or you've got like a lot of nooks, it's going to be not the best. So when you take this out of the box to use it, you should have a pretty modular room with no nooks behind it, because a cool part about this experience is that objects disappear behind things, right? You take out these little toys and dinosaurs and UFOs, and they might fly behind your computer monitor. You put the astronaut on the ground, and then like you turn your head and you come back and you've lost him. He's exploring the entire room. So you want to make sure that the spatial mapping of the room is not too confusing for it to pick up on. It'll do its best, but in my kind of nook heavy room, I had some dark spots that didn't really make for the best experiences. The gallery, you upload objects and images, you can kind of look through them, expand and make it smaller, and manipulate them in the 3D space. And there's a social experience inside this. I didn't really get to try that out because I don't really have very many friends inside the Magic Leap. At this price point, I probably won't for a while. But if you're watching this and you want to test out what social is like in the Magic Leap, please shoot me a message. Make sure you comment below. Let's link up. Let's test the brakes on this thing. And inside here, your head acts as a selector inside the menu. The remote inside the Oculus, probably a lot due to the sensors, you can point and click to stuff, but you have to select things. When you look at it, it'll highlight with a title, and then you've had it selected, and you trigger in and you exit out through that method. It's not as point and click in the menus I'd like. Some apps are, but not inside the base menu. And I don't know what else I have to talk about in here. Oh, you've got like a home space here. So when they map my spatial space, I can put my clock up here and a wallpaper and a player and all this stuff, exit out, and then come back into it in the same way I do with like my Facebook Oculus home, right? You visit, I don't know if you can visit my home. I didn't upload my space to the cloud because I'm in a space where I can't let you guys see where I'm at. But similar to your Oculus Home, you can customize your experience so that when you put it on, it's in an environment that you've already customized and like made comfortable. The most painful part for me of this whole thing is typing in letters using the remote control. Very, very painstaking to use the overly sensitive remote tracker to pick out characters on a keyboard. Yes, they have the remote with, speaking into the mic for the search and all that other stuff, for the autofill, but the problem with that is like that doesn't work for usernames or passwords or anything unique that the internet is throwing at you nowadays. So it's kind of like 50-50. Is this applicable here? Is this not? I'm going to spend a lot of time clearing and deleting and making mistakes because it's really not the best keyboard situation. If I was developing inside this, it probably would suck. I'd probably throw in some drop downs and limit people's interaction with that. But what they don't tell you when you get it is that you need space, right? You need a modular space. You want to map the room because you are going to be able to put things on surfaces. You are going to want like a continuous feel to your environment, right? Don't map the room with a chair in the middle of it and then move the chair because it's going to still think it's there and your people are going to, your little avatar is going to disappear behind it. So just make sure you're in a clear space that you, like a living room that really doesn't really change, or like a play area, or in your backyard. I don't know. Just make sure, there are very clear landmarks in it. So once it maps, it's fine. Some of the apps follow you. So when I turn my head, the apps will drag, the menus will drag and follow me around, but I can stick it in a place. I can attach it with a little magnet symbol icon they have to the app to go to that wall. So I know if I want to check the score on that game or that news article, I can just go back to this wall. And they have some pretty cool experiences in there just to kind of get your juices flowing. The candles experience, New York Times has got like an article sort of like three-dimensional infographic metadata display of what's happening. The NBA has a cool app where you're watching a basketball play, but they have like a virtual NBA 2K court in front of you, and during the play you can see like the virtual avatar slam dunking the ball home with stats, courtside stats overlaying on the screen below you that aren't being played on the screen in front of you. So there's some cool apps. But my overall thoughts is it's really intuitive, but only for, tech savvy people. I wouldn't put a complete novice into this. When I was using it, I felt obligated to stand up. I don't know why. I'm not tethered anymore. Maybe that's a little bit of it. So just walking and maneuvering around the room has felt like something I needed to explore. You need open space. You definitely need open space to view this. Otherwise, it's gonna get really clunky. You're gonna think they're bugs, but really your objects are disappearing behind your computer monitor or somewhere that you have mapped that you didn't really think about. I can see what they're going for with this. I'm sorry, this is a long video and I'm pretty tired. And it's definitely laying the foundation for the future of these experiences. I can see a world where people are walking down the street with this or driving with this. I wouldn't recommend it, but I could see that, like some sort of maps overlay or something like that. And I think people are ready for that, because when I was walking around with this on, it wasn't like this silly tech geek. Who does he think he is? It was more of an interest, like, ooh, what is that? Can I ask you some questions about it? It looks cool. Can I, what's going on there? As opposed to the Google Glass, get out of my bar kind of thing. People are definitely interested. I think the ground is fertile for a wider acceptance of augmented reality. I don't know if it's because it's like the Cadillac of VR devices, where like the price point makes it exclusive. Sadly, that could be it. But people have some genuine curiosity to it. And even though I wasn't able to hop into the social space, there is a sharing aspect. I can screen capture and record video of things that I'm doing, share them to Twitter, share them to YouTube. But I don't know that this is consumer ready yet. I do like it. It's super cool to use, and it's making me it's getting the juices flowing. Like, oh, if I was going to develop something for AR, I'd probably do this, given what I've seen. If you happen to get one, try it out. I would recommend, if you've got the disposable income and you're into this space, get it anyway, just to get used to the feeling of it. But if I had to make a recommendation to Magic Leap team, I'd say, if you're going to give me these big ugly eyeballs, like, just go hard and go home. Make them the size of saucers and give me a wider field of view, because I really feel limited by that. And it's the only thing that took me out of the immersion of the augmented reality experience. Especially at that price point, man. Like this, I don't specifically like these glasses. I think they're kind of ugly, but like I'm not a fashionista. I don't, you guys might be onto something. When the Nintendo 64 controller came out, people were like, what the hell is this? But now it's lauded as like one of the greatest things ever. So I am just one person's perspective on this whole thing. Why should you listen to me? You shouldn't. But if you have a question, comment, you like the video, leave it down below. Let me know what you think. And let's hop into this together. Send me a note. Let's share in the VR space. As usual, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. I hope that you buy VR, XR, AR gifts for your loved ones and your family this holiday season. Prices are super down. I am not getting any money for pitching these products, but I think this is the right time to get in on the ground floor. So if you can, buy your loved one that VR, AR, XR thing that they've wanted. Thanks. Bye.